What's happening, guys? Vince from Ecom Stacks here, and I'm coming at you with a quick update about what's been going on with my ecom projects. So first of all, the income reports, if that's what you want to call them, how much have I been making? I think the last time I made a video, I was up to 130 for the day, which I was happy with because I was moving in the right direction. So then the next day, what happened was, this was about 2 days ago, let me see if I can find that, I went down to 103, which wasn't bad. I was still sticking to 3 digits, so I was happy. Things were on the up and up either way, so that was good. And the next day I decided to scale up my ads just a little bit, and I came up to 140. And you know, there's only 6 orders here, but the average order value was high. And people are basically, one of the items I'm selling I've put an upsell, another item that is similar to the one that I'm selling, and they're basically combining well together, and it's creating an average order value that's quite high, you know, around £30, 25-30 pounds. And so that's a good thing, and that took me to 140. Now today I've been sick and I did nothing all day, and when I woke up I had a thought, man, I'm definitely going to be hitting 3 digits because I upped my ad spend. So one of the things I did was I was looking at my ads and I was thinking, man, these ads are doing good. Let me just kind of duplicate a whole bunch of these. So I must have taken my ad spend from maybe $20, $22, $23 a day to about 44, 45, close to 50, I think it was when I looked today. So I spent about double on ads. So I was thinking, man, there's no way. I mean, I'm spending double. I was expecting to wake up after being sick all day and seeing like 160, 78. I was like, man, I'm going to smash it. And, you know, sadly it didn't happen that way, and it tanked, and I came up to £73. So I was like, man, what happened? And one of the things I think that might have happened is my ad performance tanked because I scaled too fast. I just doubled my whole budget overnight. And everyone knows that on Facebook you kind of got to do this thing where you up it by 1.5, 1.2, 1.3, 1.5%. You know, odd times, because anytime they see you rapidly up your ad spend, apparently they tank your performance. Now I was thinking, man, I'm just, you know, I'm a small fish. I'm spending $20 a day, and to double it to 40, I didn't think about it too hard, man. I was just thinking, these ads are doing good, let me just double this and see where it takes me. And that's what I can attribute this to. Either that, or one of the other things I've noticed is that this is the sales from only one item. One of the other items I had that was selling well seems to have completely dropped off the map, and it was doing well up to yesterday. So this competition just suddenly came in, and they're like basically saturating the market. I don't know what happened. So anyway, you know, it was never going to be plain sailing all the way, and there was always going to be ups and downs. Even though this took me by surprise, you know, I'm sure I'll recover from it and I'll move on. Now, other than that, one of the things I want to talk about is the fact that I've started to see some of the downsides of this whole the whole AliExpress dropshipping thing. One of the things I'm seeing is there's a whole bunch of complexity and a whole lot of moving parts, and you know, there's so many things that can go wrong. So I had my card with AliExpress rejected, and I had to get verified. And even now, after I've been verified, and that messed up all my orders, and a whole bunch of problems occurred because of that. Now, every time I make an order, it's become a whole lot more complicated that I have to keep putting my card details back in. I don't know if this is a permanent thing, but it's just making me stressed about fulfilling orders. Because I got Obolo, the app, but Obolo seems to work really well for the American market. Now, if you're dropshipping to the US, to the UK, I mean, or Europe, you're not going to be using ePacket. The way they fill out the address is different. So the whole automation side of Obolo is just not really cutting it, for me anyway. So I'm finding that I'm basically filling these orders out by hand, and I don't get many orders, but with the upsells it's about, let's call it 12 on average a day, and it's still taking a whole bunch of time, and AliExpress is not a smooth platform to use. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way around that and probably employ someone soon, because this is becoming a bottleneck already for me, and I just don't like doing it. Other than that, customer service issues, you know, shipping times, not sure how you work around that. You just have to accept it, and a lot of the time people come at you and where's my item, you just have to parlay. I don't like that side of things. So again, I'd want to employ someone who does that and fulfilling the orders. But again, the fact that now I have to put my card details into AliExpress every time I make an order, I'm not sure how to work around that. If I can just give my card number to some random Filipino online and trust that, you know, things will work out. I need to research it, but yeah, I'm seeing that as a major bottleneck. Another issue I'm seeing with AliExpress is the fact that they cancel orders on you. So I went back through my order list and I realized a couple of the orders I made a week ago, they cancelled them. So basically, these people are waiting for their item. It's really going to take a month to get there with processing times, shipping times, all the rest. And suddenly my order's been cancelled. So I'm having to reorder it now. So these people, man, they're not going to see their item for like 5-6 weeks. And I'm just thinking, wow, man. I mean, the chances of that turning into a refund are super high. I mean, I'm learning, so I'll take the risk. I don't care. Let's see how it goes, man. But these are some of the downsides I'm seeing to this whole model. And I would say the thin margins don't really make it worth it in the long run. This is a great way to learn how to get into this whole thing, and learn the Facebook platform really quickly. But I would say that, man, as soon as you can, you want to move on to high ticket e-commerce, because if you're dealing with one item but you're making $1,000 off that one item, that's cool. But if you're making $5 and having to deal with all this bullshit, probably not. So the only way I can see around it is hiring and systems. So if you can figure out the hiring and systems part, cool. And that's what I'm going to try and do. If not, then I'm going to have a problem with this model. And as soon as I can, I'm going to try and move on to other forms of e-commerce, basically. High ticket, which I haven't figured out yet. I haven't quite figured out how to find the manufacturers yet. I'm finding that a real stumbling block, especially in Europe, because I know that most of the manufacturing is done in China or in the USA. Or what I'm planning to do is import one of the products that's working for me now. Just taking a risk, buying 50 units. I checked on Alibaba, I can get 50 units for $230. Have it shipped to the UK, go through that whole process, have it put in a fulfillment center. If I just break even, that will be my first steps towards buying bulk. And I think in the long run, that's what you have to do. AliExpress, Facebook, dropshipping, Shopify, a flex store, whatever you want to call it. This whole model, I can't see it as a long-term model. I'm seeing a whole lot of issues, and it's only a matter of time before you get a whole bunch of chargebacks. Stripe, PayPal, whoever who don't like dropshipping already are going to come at you. So while you can, make some money, learn the ins and outs, and start thinking about moving on. Because this is not a long-term model. This is just some hot thing that's happening right now, and it's a good way to start if you got no cash like I did. Other than that, I got my French store running. I just running one ad just to get it from 0 to 1. And one of the things that really surprises me is how cheap ads are in France. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, wow, I mean, literally 10 times cheaper than the UK. 10 times. Like, the cheapest I can get a conversion event in the UK is, let's say, I think I've seen it at 0.15. And in France, with just one ad, I've noticed, I looked in today and I saw my cost per conversion was 0.01 on one ad. And that, you know, that's just crazy. I mean, that's less than 10 times the price. So, you know, I'm thinking I really need to work on that French store, because it will give me a whole lot more room to maneuver, and I'll be able to test a whole lot more with far less money. I think you can run $1 ads, and you let them run for 3 days, and you can tell which items are winners and which items are losers. And that would allow you to test a whole lot more, because I think it's just, a lot of it is just dumb luck. I found a couple of items that worked for me, and I had a whole bunch that didn't. And talking about items that didn't work for me, I wanted to show some of the stuff that I just recently cut that just didn't work out for me. So let me just have a little look here. These were, so I tried this one. This just completely flopped for me. I thought it would have worked. The reason I chose it, easy targeting. I was thinking about the targeting. I was thinking iPhone, cat lovers, narrows me down. The item looked good. The margins were good. At least the way I priced it. But, yeah. I mean, I let it run way too long. I let it run for 4 days. I should have known after 2 days, man. I wasn't getting much traction with it. I feel like for me, you can get a feel real quick, man. You're not getting add to baskets. You're not getting abandoned checkouts. Man, I'm thinking 3 days might be too long to run an ad. So I did 2 different images. I did this one. I did this one. this one was the best one, and I made a short video, which I can't find here, but yeah, none of it worked. I also did this item, and this was an attempt by me to try and see how high I could charge for how much I could charge for an item and get some sort of traction. So I put this at $39.99, let it run for 3 days, tanked. So I thought, okay, let me bring this down and let me add a video. Let's see how that works out. So $29.99, and I did the video ad. So I changed this. This was my initial ad, and I changed it to this. Right? I found some footage of the same item, and I made a small video, and I was hoping that this would help at least gain some traction, and I would see some abandoned checkouts, and from there I could go, okay, maybe it's the offer, maybe the offer does work, it's just the way I've priced it, and I just haven't dressed it up right. But after another 3 days, I was like, fuck it, this is not working, tank, cut, and that was it. I mean, I had a whole other bunch of items that I tried, but you know, so far no luck. So out of about 20 items I've tried so far in total, I think I've only had 2 that have been a success. So it's basically 1 in 10. So you have to try 10 items to find one that will work. So, you know, just the more you can test, the more you'll find success. And that's why I'm looking at the French market and thinking, okay, you know, if I can do $1 ad sets a day, you know, then $1 ad sets a day, 10 different ads, that's 10 items I could try. Let them run for 3 days, that's $30 to try and find one item. That one item should make back my $30. That's how I'm seeing it. So I'm going to probably be focusing on the French store a whole lot more in the coming, in the coming weeks. So other than that, I mean, I think that's my wrap up for this video. And unless I forgot something, you know, moving forward, I'm going to be trying to import my item that I found that is successful for me on my store. I'm going to try and figure out what happened to my ads, and I'm going to try and see if I can find some more items and basically aim for that £200 mark. And after having a £76 day, seems like a million miles away again. But hopefully, you know, things turn around, and it was never going to be smooth sailing. And again, this is all about learning. I want to get into making big money. And I always knew that AliExpress, Facebook, that wasn't going to be the way it happened. That was just going to be one of the steps along the way. And basically, that's how I see it at the moment. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll be releasing the next update soon. And hopefully it'll be on the up and up. And if you come across this video and you like it, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Ciao.